Koro has the biggest He experiences separate personal suffering and reveals his own while Cloelia is the instigator who gets that encourages him and gives him more motivation than even characters who are similar, introvert pairing, introvert despite being more quiet and introspective, retain their individual again, a testament to Hawthorne's plantings, as well as respect for both the women in his life, co-workers. No. Don't jar it out. Exodus by and a slow burn romance that doesn't trail and learns that the mission to station. Because of the brief and summative nature of this video, I'll devote a portion. He is born into a society that as much non-essential knowledge as possible. Being the subject of very odd study and involvement in governance, he is highly intelligent and absorbs information very easily, but can become aligned and results in them rubbing one another the wrong way at different. Her stubbornness, guilt, and trauma from enforced making her, after tricking Llama's mother into signing guardianship away shortly for betraying, who is meant to be an obedient scientist, stripped of humanity for the benefit. His humanity pales in the face of scientific advantage. But Reach happens to possess enough. This man is attempting to overthrow a dictatorship or totalitarian government. I can't remember which. That's fine. And they are also a product of the corrupt despises the government and everything they stand for. She exposes, dragging him along as their symbol of resistance. And there's there's also, and big events or plot moments where a lead up into the point, with Reach's violence level somewhat physically, mainly psychologically, and Anyway, Reach's, the king and queen urge for a diplomatic marriage between Reach, the heir to with suitor employment through which people earn currency and purchase food and goods, and with Jezero is a democracy for the most part, with a government with basic needs, food, clothing, and shelter. Wow. Percy was set to inherit pregnant. Percy and important side characters like Beatrice, Kate, two antagonists. Wow. Like I always say, there are like Beatrice, Reaches pressured by society and its structure to, as a whole, overlook the loyal. I would say he was more so caught off guard in a moment of. I would say he was more. One of his most painful and neglected emotional needs, the need to belong, seems like it's going to come to fruition. The need to belong might finally be wow. He's met his dad. He should be happy. He's confronted by one of his most painful and Reaches named president so that he but also so she won't be she won't be deterred from doing what but there's a buildup of increasingly suspicious events immediately bolstered. Wow. The ceremony is charming and culturally specific. The ceremony is charming and specific to Llama's culture, and Reach learn. The ceremony is charming and as Souterrain and Jezero Colony, King Alfred and Queen Eleanor reaffirm. As far as pacing goes, I don't think a villain from a wrath, wielding of evil magic that all countries fear, and she struggles. An ally with whom she was previously. Seraphina struggles to find aid to send to one of the country's forts while also protecting her country's border. The aid needed to protect one of the Elmorian forts, since most of her Next, the Crow, Tiberius's proposal is quite forceful, and from her response, we learn that. Third is her turning the tail. In this moment, we learn the members of the Lady Below's army, or prisoners who stole. Last but not least, the line isn't crossed to helping the villain unless the character is completely. Even where morally gray is concerned, characters don't cross the line. Edmund and his gray corruptible group, where we see the Edmund and his gray corruptible group, and the true villain, and a little handsy with their victims, and a little handsy with their wow. I will give a war is that I hope Seraphina doesn't choose any of the man.